بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is Miss Layla Al-Jihani. Inshallah, today we will continue our expansion units, from unit 1 to 3. Today, inshallah, we will have the last two lessons. We have chant along and the project, okay? If we want to remember what we have covered in the previous lesson, we had the text about water, we discussed the text, we answered questions related to the text, okay? We explained how you can, with the discussion, we discussed questions related to how to conserve water. For your project, you had to do a campaign to tell your friends the ways to save water, okay? So inshallah today in our lesson we have another project and we have chant along, okay? So by the end of the lesson you will read what have they done to you. It's like a poem, okay? It's like a poem, it's a chant, okay? We will read it, we will answer the comprehension questions related to this chant. We research the environmental organization. This is for your project. You have to do research an environmental organization, okay? Before we start, I assigned a homework, page 110, okay? Look at the photo of Jeff. Write 2 sentences about what he is going to do. Write 2 sentences about what he will probably do. This is your homework. I think you already wrote your answer. So number 1, what is Jeff going to do? By the way he looks, he is dragging a suitcase. He is using his cell phone. He is wearing his suit. Okay, so what do you think Jeff going to do? Think about it. Write 2 sentences, okay? Will probably, so we will use well to answer these questions. And 2, what will Jeff probably do? What is he going to do? Present progressive. And here, what he will probably do, okay? So you have to try to guess. I wrote these answers. I'm sure your answers are more than enough. They are excellent. So let's see these answers. He is going to take a trip, okay, because the suitcase. So I said he will travel. He is going to talk on his cell phone. This is something he is going to do based on the picture. طيب, what will Jeff probably do? He will probably fly on a plane. He will probably visit friends. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Your answers, you have to share it with your friends. Maybe you have better answers than these provided, okay? For the other part I, what do you and your family conserve at home? Think about the things you conserve, you save, how you save it, okay? How do you conserve it at home? Complete the chart below. This is just to help you. طيب, what we conserve? We can say we conserve electricity, okay? We conserve water. We conserve, what else do you think? Write anything else. We conserve food. We conserve gasoline when we drive in cars, okay? So think about things you conserve, okay? How do you conserve it? If we say electricity, how do you save electricity? You turn off lights. You don't leave the lights on. You turn off your AC. You don't leave it on all the time. Yes? If you leave the room, turn everything on. Turn the TV off. Don't leave it on, okay? How we will probably conserve. So this is here, this is you already do, these things you already do to save the electricity. But tell me something extra, something other you will do to save, to conserve more, to save more. Here they said to save electricity more, watch less TV. Okay, this is to save the electricity. What about water? How do you conserve water? How do you conserve it? Spend less time in a shower. This is one way of doing it. Maybe this is something you do. Not wash the family car. So here, something you will probably do, something for the future. Probably you will not wash the family car. What else? You will not wash the yard. You will mop it, okay? Try to clean it up, okay? Instead of using water to clean your yard. What other things? We said, what about food? Let's say we are conserving food. How do you conserve food? Okay, don't we put the leftovers, we put it in the fridge to eat it in the next day. This is one thing we do. What other things? Like what we will do to conserve it more? Okay, we use small portions. We don't cook a lot. We cook maybe one dish for the meal. We don't cook like Ramadan, cook 100 dishes, cook how many things, desserts. We have to try to save food, conserve food, save the water. Think about other things with your friends, other things you do to conserve. How do you do it? What do you do to conserve it? Okay? Now for your writing, also as a homework, write a paragraph to tell how you conserve at home and what you will probably do to conserve in the future. So to answer and write, you have to use this chart. This chart is to help you organize your writing. So based on your answers in this chart, you will do the writing. Okay? So this is what you will do. You will look back at the chart and try to convert your ideas to sentences. Okay? Change your ideas from a table to full sentences. Let's see the one I did. I'm sure you will do much better than this one. My family and I conserve water and electricity at home, and we will probably do other things to conserve more. Right now, every time I leave a room, I turn off the lights. This is simple to do, but it helps a lot. We will probably watch less TV too. This is to save electricity. I don't like this idea, but my parents think it is very good idea. A very good idea. We don't do a lot to conserve water at home. I have a good idea for this. I probably won't wash the family car. It's hard work and it uses a lot of water. My father probably won't like this idea. Okay? This is a paragraph about the things you conserve at home and how do you conserve it and how you will conserve more in the future. Okay? Now let's look at our book. You have the chant there and we have different pictures, page 36 and 37. You see pictures of parrots, animals, and you have pictures of, excellent. Do you think this is good for the environment, good for nature? No, this is the effects of humans. This is what humans do to nature if you don't clean up. Okay, so we have, this is a picture of, I think, the Red Sea, parrots, and we have a forest. So you have different pictures of different parts of nature. Okay, let's see the first part, which is about a parrot. This is a parrot. Okay, it's about this animal. What do they say in the chant? Let's hear the audio together and then we will answer the questions together.
What have they done to you? Parrot, parrot, what have they done to you? Parrot, parrot, what have they done to you? They put you in a cage and made you talk. They cut your wings and made you walk. Look what they've done to you. Just look what they've done to you.
Okay. Okay. So this is about the parrot. This chant is about parrots and how it's affected. We will see, we will discuss more inshallah in the previous slides, the next slides. This is another part of the chant. It's about, from here, rivers. From the picture, you know it's a river. Okay, let's hear the chant together.
What have they done to you? River, river, what have they done to you? Your crystal waters no longer flow. The fish and the lilies no longer grow. Look what they've done to you. Just look what they've done to you.
So here they are describing how the rivers is affected and what happened to the rivers. We have also a part about forests with a lot of trees, the forests. Okay, let's hear the chant together.
Forest, forest, what have they done to you? Forest, forest, what have they done to you? They cut your trunks and cut your branches. They said they needed you for ranches. Look what they've done to you. Just look what they've done to you.
Okay. Here they discuss the forest, and the last part of the chant, let's hear it together. We can see very negative pictures effect on nature.
Rivers, flowers, and trees. It's a problem that we all must face. If we all just do our share, save the water, clean the air, we can make the world a better place. We can make the world a better place. We can make the world a better place.
Okay, so we heard the chant. When you heard the chant, there is a rhyme. When the ending is the same, it makes the chant sounds much better, right? It makes it sound, it's a rhyme, it's like poetry, okay? So this is basically, and it's about nature, animals, forests, and rivers. Okay, let's see the vocabulary. He wants you to go back to the chant, okay, and look for vocabulary that means these. Sorry. Look for vocabulary that means these. Look, you have number one. You have to look for one word which means a kind of farm. Which one is it? Go back to the reading to find the answer. 2, find a word that means move like water in a river. Okay, something that moves like water in a river. The water in the river, when it moves, what do we say? It is what? Okay, find the word in the chant, okay? 3, a kind of flower. They mentioned a type of flowers. I think it's in the river part, okay? 4, a kind of insect. A kind of insect like a bug. Butterfly, ants, spiders, they are insects. Did they mention any in the chant? Which one is it? Which insect they mentioned, okay? Pause the video, look back at the reading, look for the answers, discuss it with your friends. Do you think it's correct? Or maybe your friend, she has a better point of view. Maybe you will convince her your answer is correct. Then we will see the answers together. So a kind of farm, we call it a ranch. Okay, this is another word for farm. Something move like water in a river, flow. Okay, flow, it flows. 3, a kind of flower, they mentioned lilies. A kind of insect, they mentioned bees, okay? They mentioned bees. This is for the vocabulary part. Now for the comprehension, okay? Answer the questions about the song. Number 1, what happened to the parrot? Okay. Number 2, is the water in the river clean? 3, do fish live in the water now? 4. Why did they cut the trees down? 5. Who are they in the song? So we have to go back to the reading one by one to answer these questions. The first question, what happened to the parrot? Read it. What happened to him? What did they say? What have they done to you? What happened to him? Okay? Excellent. They put you in a cage and made you talk. They cut your wings and made you walk. This is 2 things they did to parrots. Excellent. So this is the answer. The third and fourth line, you can see the answer. Okay? Now let's see the river. The river part. Question 2 and 3 is related to the river part. Is the water in the river clean? What did they say? Did they say it's clean? Your crystal water no longer flow. Okay? Crystal water no longer flow. Is it clean? What do you think? Do fish live in water now? Did they mention about fish? No longer grow. So, no. No, it's not no longer clean. And the third question, no, they don't. We don't see fish. They say it's no longer grow. Okay? This is the answer for 2 and 3. Let's see 4 and 5. It's related to the forest part. Why did they cut the trees down? Why did they cut it down? Try to find the answer. Okay? Who are they in the song? They said they. Who are they? Who are they talking about? Who's doing these things? Excellent. Human. We are doing these things to nature. We are affecting nature. Okay? So they cut the trees to have land for ranches. Okay? They are people who don't care about or harm the environment. Not all the people. There is a lot of people who care about environment, who care about nature. But the people who don't care about these things, they are the ones who they're talking about in this chant. Okay? B, what do you understand by the following? Write your answer. So you have to read and then try to tell me what does it mean. What do you understand? Okay? It's probably that we all must face. It's a problem, sorry. It's a problem that we all must face. What do they mean, must face? What does it mean, this sentence? If you have a problem, do you run away from it? Or you face the problem, you try to fix it? Which one is it? What does it mean? What do you think this statement means? Okay? 2, if we all just do our share, okay? Like if you think about your project, the things you do, okay? You are in a group, you're doing the projects as a group. If every one of you, every member of your group did their share, what does it mean? If they did their share, you will finish the project on time. Everything will be fine. So if I say share, what do I mean? Did they share? Okay? So the first one, problem we must face, help solve the problem. So we solve the problem instead of running away from the problem or ignoring the problem. We try to solve it and find a solution for the problem. We do our share. If we all work to protect the environment, we will have success. So we will have to do our part to save the environment. Okay? Now for the discussion. The discussion here, it's like to help you with your projects. Don't sit and do nothing. Try to answer the question. Try to gather information. Discuss it with your friends. Ask the questions. Try to write down notes. Listen to your friends' answers. It will help you when you do the project, okay? The first question, how can people clean up pollution? Tell me ways we can clean nature, we help protect nature, we stop pollution. Okay, tell me things you can do. Okay, the second question, how can people prevent forests from being cut down? They cut the trees in the forest. How can we stop that? Can you think about solutions, things we can do to save the forests, to save trees? I think one of the things I heard in the last 2 years, I think, the government did something to protect the trees. They did some law to protect it. They prevent cutting the trees and selling the wood for fires, to build up fires. So they try to stop this problem because it affects, and although when we start a bonfire, we enjoy the warmth, but I think people are doing it more often than they should. And the people are cutting trees, which affect the environment. Think about ways you can clean up the pollution. When you go to the sea or go to the desert or go to parks, when you leave to protect the nature, what you should do with your family? Tell me, what do you think you should do? Yes, clean up after yourself. Don't leave things around. Animals, they can eat it. The view will be ruined. So try to clean up before you leave. Put everything in a trash bag and then throw it to the nearest one. Put it in your car until you reach somewhere you can see trash and you can throw it. Don't leave things lying down. It's unfortunate the things we can see when we walk around. Sometimes we can see cans, plastics on the floor, which is uncivil. We should stop it. We should protect the nature. This is a place for us as a nature. We enjoy the nature if we keep it clean. Think about other things you can do to stop pollution. Think about other things you do to protect trees and forests, okay? Now for the project, what he wants you to do, many environmental organizations, what do they mean? It's an organization made for the environment, to protect the environment, to protect nature. This is what they mean about environmental organization. Are concerned about wildlife and ecology. Research some environmental organizations in your country. Think about environmental organizations in Saudi Arabia, okay? And look up the information, their information on the internet, and discuss your findings with your class. So you will not write something. You have to find an organization in Saudi and read about this environmental organization and take notes. Write down notes. When did they establish it? What do they do? The things they are famous of. So write down notes, the things you learned when you read about these organizations, okay? Look up the information. They should include what? What the organization is. So tell me, what is it? The organization is for what? Is it for trees, for animals, for what? Okay? Tell me what the organization is, how it started, when did they started, how did they start, okay? What it does, what are the things they do to protect the environment, okay? How interested people can help the organization. So if you are interested with this organization, how can you help? Do you give them money as a charity? Do you volunteer and go? And do they do projects to clean up the environment? what do this organization do? Okay, do they do the cleanup campaign like the one we read about before, I think in Unit 2? The people who gathered in a hotel to clean up the beach? It's related, yes? So do these organizations do these type of campaigns, or they accept money as a charity to save the environment? Tell me the things they do. So basically you will not make up the information. You have to read about it. You have to use the internet, look for an organization that you like, and then gather the information from it. Okay, write it down in notes and then submit it to your teacher, share it with your class. Okay, so what we have covered today, we read the chant. Okay, we answered questions related to the chant. Okay, vocabulary questions, comprehension questions. Also, we discussed the project, which is research in an organization, and then gather information about this organization and share it with your friends. That's it for today. This is your homework, is your project. Inshallah, I will see you next class. We will start, inshallah, Unit 4. Good luck and see you then.